track temperature has risen considerably since this morning's free practice qualifying session, so that can always make a difference. But for now, we're going to turn our attentions to the GT300 class. Some really interesting new cars and teams in this subcategory, which always provides great action. So I'm just going to pick out a few names to keep a close eye on here. The first of those is Kei Cozzolino in the number 9 Pacific Hololive NAC Ferrari. That's Pacific Car Guy Racing. Cozzolino was fastest in practice this morning. We've also got the 18 Up Garage Honda NSX with Takeshi Kobayashi at the wheel. That car's been very competitive in pre-season testing. Then we've also got the Subaru, the number 61 car, Takuta Iguchi, taking the wheel for that one. That is the defending champion team. They had a bit of a rough race here last year, but they're carrying the sort of pressure of being the defending champions, so it'll be interesting to see how they get on here. And we have both of the J-Lock Lamborghinis, number 87 and 88, with Natsuya Sakaguchi and Yuya Motojima. Both of those cars have been also among the front runners. I think the best example of that is the number 9 Pacific Ferrari. Kei Cozzolino is undoubtedly the kind of ace driver of that team, but he's in the car for Q1. Because if you don't get through Q1, it's the top 8 that go through of the, how many do we have? 14 cars in this one. I think we'll have 13 in the other group. So if you don't make it through, you're already down in P17 or lower. So, and from there you've just got no chance. So
there's Hideki Muto in the ARTA NSX GT3 machine. They are one of the favourites to go for pole position in GT300. This car is always towards the front. However, they hadn't had the best performance so far in practice. They've been there or thereabouts, but not quite on the top spot yet. So this is going to be in the 123s, 124s, I would have thought. This is going to be a quick one across the line, and it is a 125.2 in the end. So that is the pole position provisionally, obviously in Group A, and the actual pole position will be determined in Q2, don't forget. Cintium GR Supra gets a 129.9. You tend to see this in GT300 qualifying. The best times don't come until the last 4 minutes. Subaru comes in, half a second back nearly. So not a bad run, but there's definitely still time to find. Here is Motojima in the Weibo Huracan, and that is second. They managed to get a little bit more time out of it, a 125.4. That's a good opening lap from them. Look at how hard Kei Cozzolino is pushing the Pacific Ferrari. He really wants to find a little bit more pace, and that's why. Fastest of all in the first sector, fastest of all in the second sector. This is going to be a 124. If he continues on a good run in the second sector, I think it is going to be a 124, and it is 124.7. That's going to be a tough benchmark to beat. The checkered flag comes down, and into 7th then goes the Le Mans R8. That is a very good lap indeed to finish the session with. Across the line for Shunsuke Kono. This is going to be tight. They're going to make it. No, not quite. It's going to be 10th for them. So how about the 55 ARTA NSX? The Honda, they've backed out of the lap. They have not made it, and that's very disappointing indeed for Hideki Muto.
These Q1 sessions are very tricky. If you get the car not in the right place, not at the right time, tyres not up to temperature, it's very easy for those tenths to slip away and then you're out.
So there are the 8 cars that go through. The Pacific Ferrari, the Up Garage NSX GT3 for Kobayashi, Muta Racing and K-Tunes, and then the Subaru in 5th position ahead of the Bamboo Airways Lamborghini. Team Le Mans Audi for Motoyama and Katayama, and then the Weibo Bremer's Lamborghini GT3. They are the only 8 cars that go through. The Gainer Tanax GTR, one of the big ones to fall. Ishikawa just not quite able to break through there, nor was Shunsuke Kono in the Lexus. Other big problems there for Nagaya and Aridio in 11th place, but Hideki Muto, that's a big headline act to be down in 12th position there for the ARTA NSX GT3.
Yeah, well, let's have a look at the start list now in terms of the cars that have been quick in either free practice this morning or in pre-season testing. Let's see who we've got. The Good Smile Mercedes hasn't quite been up there, you'd have to say. Nor has the number 10 Gainer car. That had a shunt in pre-season testing at Fuji. I have to say this is definitely not quite as strong, this group. There's number 56 Honda Racing Nissan. Now they're the 2020 champions. Kyoto Fujinami at the wheel for this one. He's sharing João Paulo de Oliveira. They've always got to be in the mix. You've also got the 52 Saitama Toyota Super there, Kota Kawai driving this time, and we've got Leon Racing's new driver Takuro Shinohara on board the number 65 Mercedes. They're probably the main picks, but you have to say in terms of the kind of favourites from pre-season testing, were mostly in the other group. So there's a good chance for maybe one of the lesser celebrated teams to sneak their way into Q2, I wonder. I think BMW in particular, this study BMW M4, has got as good a chance as anyone with Sejiara at the wheel.
You've got another strong competitor, Juan Paulo de Oliveira, and that's the Mach 5. That's the Mach 5 Yakin MC86 having gone off. That's Tomi Bayashi on the outlap.
Oh dear, that's Yusuke Tomobayashi, the new driver of that team. The esports Gran Turismo champion from a few years back, has become sort of Japan's answer to Jan Mardenborough, and we've got a red flag for that little whoopsie there from Tomobayashi. Are we going to get another look at it? Here we go, he got the nod.
Oh, he's lost that quite a long way out of the corner, actually.
Yeah.
That's madness. It's almost as if he's come off the right-hand hairpin, put two wheels on the grass, and the car's just thrown him off.
Yeah, although you could say that's more or less why they're there at all. And there's the green light. We're going to get the session underway. So at the moment, it's the number 4 Mercedes with Tatsuya Kataoka at the wheel. 130.928, still some way off. They're still getting the tyres warmed up and preparing for their real attack laps. So watch this space. We've got 3 minutes 50 to go. So still plenty of time to get a lap on board. See who's next to pop up to the top of the timing screens. I think it's going to be this car, the number 52 of Kota Kawai at the wheel of the Saitama Toyopet Green Brave car. They had terrible luck last year. They had a puncture, they had reliability dramas. They should have won at least twice. Didn't get any wins on the board last year, but they're going to be hungry for revenge this year. Kawai and Hiroki Yoshida, great combination, those two. Kawai now in his 3rd season and really coming along nicely as a GT300 driver. Let's see as he comes through the final corner. It's clear this is going to be by far the quickest time so far. I don't think it's going to be quite as quick as Cozzino's benchmark from Q1, but let's see. 125.1, not bad. He's about 4/10 slower than Cozzino in Q1, but it puts him comfortably to the top of the order. Here's Katsuki Hironaka now in the number 20 Shade Racing GR86. He's just a couple of tenths short, 0.193 seconds slower in the Shade Racing car.
Is there going to be a 125.2, I think, from this car? They might just be able to stretch to that. It's a 125.4 in the end, but that is still enough for them to go through. Reasonably happy, Augusto Farfus. There's definitely work to do. They know that. The Leon Pyramid AMG comes across in 7th place. Are there any big upsets? Well, the run-up GTR is not really going to get through by the look of things. Ryuichiro Tomita finishes up in 3rd in the Tanax GTR car. And the Arnage MC86 just about confirms its place. There's only one car really to run, but they're still trying in the APR Prius, perhaps a little bit too hard. And I'm afraid that is not going to be enough to get them through. So the order as it currently stands then after a very competitive Q1 Group B, the Saitama Toyopet GR Supra on the top spot from the Shade Racing car on their debut in 2nd. Fabulous performance in the group there. The Tanax Gainer GTR gets through, as does the Nissan, the Study BMW, the Good Smart Hatsune Miku AMG, the Leon Pyramid car, and the Arnage of Kano and Sakaguchi. Sakaguchi's that there, 125.8, just enough to get them through. The 3 cars that don't make it through, we will see obviously out on track in the racing tomorrow, but the Max Yarkin Airbuster MC86 unable to even complete their outlap as it throws a red flag on Group B.
We've got 6 Toyotas, 5 Hondas, and 4 Nissans vying for 8 places in Q2.
So the cars coming out onto the circuit then. Mitsunori Takaboshi in the Craft Sports Motul Z. Arta NSX GT's Tomoki Nojiri, who of course is the reigning Super Formula champion. Kazuki Hioramine and Kenta Yamashita. Toshiki Oyu in the Red Bull Mugen. Sastemo NSX GT's man Kudai Tsukakoshi. The Wed Sport GR Supra of Sena Sakaguchi. And Sugio Matsuda, the man who was fastest in this morning's practice in the Motul Altec FLNZ. Realized Corporation Advan, that's Daiki Sasaki. Shotsuboi, the reigning champion in the Toms GR Supra, back in the action. Sasha Fenestraz and Hirowaki Ishiura, then Yui Sakaguchi. Hiroki Otsu in the Mojidu NSX GT, and the number 100, Naoki Yamamoto in the Stanley NSX GT. This is going to be fascinating to see who gets in and who gets eliminated. So there is Sugio Matsuda in the Motul Altec Z, just trying to get the car dialed in and up to speed. We're going to see some pretty quick lap times from these cars by comparison. We're in the 124s in the GT300 category. Several seconds a lap quicker, these cars, let's not forget. So we're going to see a very tight run for pole position. A very interesting and intriguing battle. Here we go now. The lap times are starting to drop. The Craft Sports Fair Lady Z has done a 1:20.9. There is Sasaki in the number 24, the Realize Corporation machine. Now, the lap times that we had in practice were down to a 1:18.1. So obviously there's still a lot of time in the circuit to find, but the drivers are just trying to get the car ready for that big push. The last thing they want is to have a bit of an upset at this stage, and obviously one of the big names has already fallen, the Red Bull Mugen car. Now the Wedsport Supra is on a good lap. Senna Sakaguchi look 2 seconds, 2.7 quicker in the second sector. We are going to see a 1:18 emerge very soon indeed. But is Senna Sakaguchi going to be the first one to break it? Really leading on the car as they come through those final 2 corners onto the main straight and down across the line. This is going to be in the 1:18s, I think, across the line. So let's see. In fact, it's going to be a 1:17. Look at that. A 1:17.2 from Senna Sakaguchi. That's almost a second quicker than anybody managed in practice this morning. That is bold and straight out of the blocks then from Sakaguchi. Here's Mitsunori Takaboshi in the Craft Sports Nissan. Let's see how quick this one's going to be. This is going to be in the 1:17.4s, I think. Oh, no, not quite as fast as that. 1:17.9 in the end. So, obviously, they're only really going to get 1 or 2 laps maximum out of this, depending on where they dial the car in. Kenta Yamashita, that's not bad at all. A 1:17.4. This is going to be a tough one to the line. Oh, and that's a spin up. That is the 19. That's the fastest car in the session. Sakaguchi, trying to go faster still, has binned it at the hairpin at the bottom of the back straight. And what about Kudai Tsukakoshi in the Estemo NSX, which is currently running in 10th? They need to get in as well. This is going to be tight, but I think they're going to manage it. Oh no, just out! 1/10 of a second in that. But can Kazuki Hiramine just cut under 1:17.7? This is going to be tight, but I think he's done it just! Look at that! A 1:17.5. And now Hiroaki Ishura is trying to get into the car. Oh, he's just nudged the Motul Z out.
Oh.
And the ARTA NSX is out as well. So both ARTA cars are out in Q1 across GT300 and GT500. That's a poor start for them.
What a surprise. I almost can't believe it.
And what a change from this morning's practice session. There is the writing on the wall. The Motul Altec Z of Sugiyama Duda that was fastest in practice this morning is 9th in the GT500 qualifying group. They cannot go through. Absolutely astonishing. So the NSX GTs, 10th, 11th through 12th. The only Supra that doesn't get through is the keeper car, the number 37.
Yokomizo is a substitute driver. That's not to say he doesn't know what he's doing. He's actually, had plenty of experience. He's a race winner in GT500 as well. There he is, number 9. Watch out for Kakunoshin Ota in the number 18 Up Garage Honda. He's a newcomer, Japanese F4 graduate, also doing Super Formula Lights. Kyoki Kato, the veteran driver in the number 2 Inging Toyota, is going to be one to watch as well. And don't forget João Paulo de Oliveira in number 56 there in the Kondo Racing Nissan. He's always a treat to watch, always on the limit. Hideki Yamauchi is at the wheel of the Subaru. There's Augusto Farfus in the Study BMW. What can he do in his first GT300 qualifying session for quite some time? We've got the 2 Lamborghinis as well, keen to prove a point. And the newly married Naoya Gamo, he caused some headlines in recent days with the news that he'd married the TV Tokyo pit lane reporter Okazaki-san.
That is phenomenal pace. Look at that, a 1:24.7 from the Lexus. That is phenomenal pace. There is Naoya Gamu. I wasn't sure if we were going to break into the 1:24s at all. And that time, very similar to that of Kei Cozzolino in the first session. So, very good pace. Here's Takashi Koguri. So, Takashi Koguri in the Weibo Huracan. Can they get up to the top spot? Quickest of all in the second sector. Comparable in the first. Are we going to see a better time? Not quite. Look at that. A 1:24.857. So, let's see what he can do. Personal best in the first split. Here's Hideki Yamauchi going for an even faster pace. They're currently trying to go for that pole position mark. They're not quite going to get it with this lap, I don't think. They're going to be close. Oh my goodness, look at that.
Wow. That was incorrect. A final sector and a half.
1:24.2. Where on earth did that lap come from?
I'm not sure any other cars are out there circulating anything like the pace required. But look at that, we've got Dunlop shot cars 1, 2 and 3, so clearly the Dunlop tyre in these conditions. We've got Yokohama's 4, 5 and 6, but for the time being it's the Dunlop contingent. We've got the Subaru, the K-Tunes Lexus, and then the Gainer, the best of the Gainer Nissan, the only Gainer Nissan in this segment.
Subaru up at the top, with Yamauchi putting in a stunker of a lap, 1:24.2 there. The Lexus in second place for Nitta and Takagi, the Tainax Gainer GTR car in third from Up Garage, and then the Realized Nissan car in fifth ahead of the Pacific Ferrari. Not bad at all from Yukimizo. Study BMW car of Augusto Farfus coming home in seventh. The Weibo Primus Lamborghini. The Shade Racing car ninth on their debut. Not bad at all for them. The Satamoto Yopet car with work to do down in 10th. Leon Pyramid's AMG car in 11th ahead of the Le Mans Audi. The Bamboo Airways Lambo, the Good Smile AMG, and then the Muta and Arnage cars at the tail end of the field.
We'll see how they fare. So we're going to run through the drivers now. Giuliano Lacey, this is a big moment for him. His first GT500 qualifying with a pole position chance at stake. There's Kunimoto, as we mentioned. Kazuya Oshima in the number 14 Rookie Racing Supra. Yuichi Nakayama, he missed out at the Fuji pre-season test, so good to see him back healthy in the number 39 Sard car. Then Kohi Harate, newcomer to Kondo Racing. Tadasuke Makino in the number 100. He wasn't here last year. He had meningitis and had to sit it out. Bertrand Baguette, he's the newcomer to the Nissan squad with Impul, number 12. And then the aforementioned Yuji Tachikawa, the veteran driver of the field, the veteran of all veterans at 46 years old.
Getting the tyres and brakes warmed up, Giuliano Alesi manages to go a 1:23.7, but definitely going to see faster than that. So we could see a 1:17.6 or a 1:17.5 come out of the blocks here for Kohei Hirate. Comes out of the final turn, kicks up the dust as he plows through that flat-out right-hander. Now gets decent grip as he comes off the turn, and this is going to be a quick one. A 1:17.8. Not a bad start. That's a pretty good start, actually. Here we go. Half a second quicker from Kunimoto already in the first two splits. Again, powering through that flat-out right-hander as he comes into the final turn. Kicks up a little bit of dust as he comes through. It's so aggressive in that final turn. Is this going to be faster than 1:17.8? It is a 1:17.5. Not bad at all. Here is the Honda of Tadasuke Makino. So Makino out of the final turn. What can he do as he comes across the line? He's only a tenth of a second away. This could be good enough for second position for the Stanley NSX. Is it? Yes, it is. Look at that. 1,000th of a second away from the pole. Giuliano Alesi based on his pace this morning. But what about Kazuya Oshima? We haven't really seen what the Eneos Supra can do, but he's already a tenth of a second quicker in the second split. This is going to be tight for pole position. Checkered flag across the line. What can Oshima do? It's pole! 1:17.2! Brilliant lap there. And what about Tadasuke Makino? Across the line? Second. He can't match it. What a lap from Kazuya Oshima. Absolutely stunning. 1:17.2. Yuichi Nakayama is still out there on a lap, and he was actually purple in the first split. Fairly even in the second. So Yuichi Nakayama's not done yet. Checkered flag is still out. What can Bertrand Baguette do across the line? Seventh is all he can achieve on this occasion. The Z Supra goes fifth. What about Nakayama? It's going to be close. 1:17.251 to beat. Oh, 0.136. Second place for Yuichi Nakayama. But what about Oshima's lap? Absolutely stunning from Kazuya Oshima. Pole position for the Super GT Okayama 300 kilometers tomorrow. Brilliant run. And he certainly gave us one. A 1:17.251 then from Oshima. The Denso Sard car in second place. Great work from Tadasuke Makino in third position in qualifying for the Stanley NSX GT. The Zent car of Tachikawa and Ishura in fourth. Then the Realize Fair Lady of Sasaki and Hirate. The Tom's GR Supra of Tsuboya and Alesi. Good run from Giuliano Alesi in sixth place there. Bertrand Baguette did get seventh in the end. And then Kunimoto and Sakaguchi ending up in eighth position.